أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أفلا يتدبرون القرآن أم على قلوب أقفالها. آمنت بالله صدق الله العلي العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما. آمين يا رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome all of you to this uh, weekly class. So, we'll ask Allah to bless this gathering and reward us with best in this world and in the hereafter, inshallah. And we ask Allah to grant us hidayah and wisdom to understand the kalam of Quran, which has been revealed to guide in this life, in our every aspect of life. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. So today we are going to talk about. I have named this class as Introduction to the Miraculous Qur'an. So why miraculous? It's everybody knows that Quran is itself a miracle. So we'll be taking a journey towards the Quran. So in this 30-minute time, more specifically, I'm sure if I'll be able to cover all those topics in these 30 minutes, we'll be able to know what do we mean by Quran, why was it revealed, and that too, why was it revealed in Arabic language, and there's a perception that in the West that Quran was written by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and there are certain challenges which have been put by the Quran to all the people, including non-Muslims, that to get one chapter like the Quran. But this challenge is itself unmet till date, and till the day of judgment also it will remain same. And then how was Quran compiled? What are the major themes of the Quran? What are its properties, and how is it coherent? Right. So, and then lastly, I'll talk about why do we need to understand Quran? What is the need of that? So, first and foremost, um, the word Quran has been derived from three-letter words: qara'a, qaf, ra'a. Right? Qara'a means reading or reciting. It also means a particular thing which collects, and Quran also means reading, and some of the linguists also say that it means the text which is read, the text which is read frequently. Quran जो बार बार पढ़ा जाता है, the text which is read frequently. So you can see how Quran is being recited throughout the world. Some people recite it in the morning, some people recite in the afternoon, some people recite in the evening, and some people also recite it in the late night and sometimes during the night also. So it means, in nutshell, Quran, the word Quran means that text which is read frequently. right? So there are certain virtues of Quran that are Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that whenever a person recites Quran, then Allah listens to him attentively. So it means if we recite Quran at any point of time with the intention of getting reward from Allah, then Allah listens to it, Allah listens to our recitation attentively. So isn't it amazing? Isn't it marvelous? Isn't it remarkable that Allah is listening to us, each one of us, when we start reciting Quran? And not only listening, He listens to it attentively. Like when we talk about this listening, we talk about active listening, attentive listening. It should not be divided. So Allah keeps everything away and listens to the person who is reciting Quran. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, like, um, Quran is more lovable to Allah than the heavens and the earth. Heavens means those skies and everything which is in. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam further says that the superiority of the Quran over all other words and speech is like Allah's superiority over His creatures. This hadith is in Tirmidhi. So, Quran is a definite decree distinguishing between truth and falsehood, batil and haqq. It aims to guide all people to truth and has certain main purposes. For example, demonstrating Allah's existence and unity, establishing prophethood, role of every Muslim in the light of Islam, and the Quran was revealed to regulate human life in this world. How we can live our life in this world. The main motive of the Quran is to make us understand the principles to live by. Quran has certain principles which we should not override, which we should not forget in our daily life. So, through this Quran, Allah has sent a guidance to the whole humankind. Now, why was it revealed in Arabic language? Why not in English language? English is a rich language. English is a very good language. Nowadays, it's a global language. Why not in Arabic language? Why not in English language? Why only Arabic language? So, firstly, Allah chose His language, chose this language Himself. Allah chose Arabic Himself. So He is the decision maker in this process. Secondly, He chose it with a reason. What is that reason? Because Arabic is a rich language than English. Now you will say, how? If it is a rich language, then why aren't we using it? But I'll tell you. Firstly, Allah says in the Quran, إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ قُرْآنًا عَرَبِيًّا لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. In Surah Yusuf, ayah number 2. We have revealed it as a recitation in Arabic so that you may understand. Right? And in Surah Zumar, ayat number 28, you can note down these things. So Allah says, there is a Quran in Arabic without any crookedness in it, so that they may guard against the evil end. And in Surah Zukhruf, ayat number 3, He says, we have made it an Arabic Quran so that you may understand it. Again, the same theme like Surah Yusuf. Allah chose Arabic for His final testament. There were other testament also, for example, Torah, Zabur, Injil. Right? There were 3 books already revealed. There were other books already revealed, but we know about these 3 prominent books: Torah, Zabur, and Injil. And now the final testament came from Allah is Quran, and that too in Arabic. So I'll give you an example. There's a word in English as they, They. They is used for males as well as females, right? Like when I say that they are waiting for me, but you are clueless whether they are males or females. I'm saying like they are waiting for me. I need to go. You will be confused. Like who are they? Are they males? Are they females? Or are they somebody else? So, but in Arabic language, if we want to use they for males, you will use whom. What? Whom. Ha, meme. And on top of it, it will be pesh in Arabic. Right? Whom means males only. Whom means they, but for it's used for males only. Then, if you want to use it for females, then you will use it as hunna. What? Hunna. Hunna is they, but for females. Whom is they for females. Hunna is used for as they for females. Now, in English, if there are two people, I'll still use as they. But in Arabic, if there are two people, then we will use humma. Humma means they, but it is used for two males only. Two males. And similarly, if there are two females, what should we use? It is hatan. Hatan means they, but it is used for two females only. Right? And if we want to say that um, the two women said, then we can use qalata, right? And this feature does not exist in any other language in the world. So when we go deep in Arabic, we come across many good things, many amazing things. So that's the reason, that's the main reason that Allah chose Arabic as the language of the Quran. Now, as I already said, that the Orientalists and some non-Muslims have this confusion, this misconception that um, um, this Quran was written by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but Quran itself comes with the evidence that it was written by Allah only. For example, the first evidence is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was an illiterate person. Illiterate. He had never attended school. He never attended any college or university of that time. He never attended any of that sort of institute. He had knowledge, but not of these things. That's one. He was illiterate. And when you use when we use kul is mostly used in Quran, but when we use charkul, قل هو الله أحد قل يا أيها الكافرون قل أعوذ برب الفلق قل أعوذ برب الناس. قل means say. If I have written the Quran or I have written any book, will I write, say, this is my word? It sounds very weird, right? So the author will not say that say, the author will not write as say, qul. So this is the second, right? Then Allah says in the Quran in Surah Ahzab, Allah uses it as Ya ayyuhan nabi ittaqillah wala tuti'il kafirin wal munafiqin. In Surah Ahzab, Allah says, O Prophet, Ya ayyuhan nabi wala tuti'il kafirin. Do not obey these kuffar, these kuffar who are disbelievers, وَلَا تُطِعِ الْكَافِرِينَ وَالْمُنَافِقِينَ, and hypocrites. Do not obey them. if this Quran was written by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, would he have used this sentence, Ya ayyuhan Nabi? He is referring to himself then. So that's the third. Then in Surah Tahrim, Allah Ta'ala says to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya ayyuhan Nabi, lima tuharrimu ma ahallallahu lak. O Prophet, do not make haram those things which I have made halal. In simple terms, like if someone will say that no, these, like, I'll use my word only, how is it possible? And then in Surah Abasa, what Allah says, Abasa wa tawalla an ja'ahul a'ma. There Allah in like in some terms, Allah corrects Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah corrects in that surah Abasa, Abasa wa tawalla, and he frowned. And then anja ahul ama, when that blind person came, then Allah Ta'ala corrects Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? And when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was in Ghare Thawr, when he made an hijrah with Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu, when he was in this Ghare Thawr, then what he used a sentence, La tahzan, inna Allah ma'anna. He told Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu, La tahzan, don't grieve, don't worry, inna Allah ma'anna. Indeed, Allah is with us. And some people said that, some Orientalists and some non-Muslims, they said that this Quran has been written by devil, or devil was inspiring Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, billah, to write this Quran. So there's an ayah in Surah Nahl, Surah Nahl, ayat number 98. Allah says, فَإِذَا قَرَأْتَ الْقُرْآنَ فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. Whenever you recite Quran, whenever you start reciting Quran, فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. Seek refuge in Allah from shaitan. So, will a devil say that? Will a devil use that sentence? So, these are some of the evidence. And there have been certain challenges which have been put by Quran to Orientalists, to non-Muslims as well, to bring at least one chapter of the Quran. Quran says in Surah Baqarah, in Surah Yunus, in Surah Hud, in Surah Tur, in Surah Isra also, like, if you have any doubt in this Quran, then bring at least one chapter. First, in one place, Allah uses bring 10 chapters, and other places Allah uses one chapter. Bring at least one chapter like the Quran, then we'll see. But this challenge is still unmet, and it will remain unmet till the day of judgment. They are not even able to produce a surah like Kawthar, which is the shortest surah of the Quran. Not talking about Surah Baqarah. Baqarah is 286 ayahs. So now we are coming to how was the Quran compiled. So initially, when Quran was revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so it was written on leather sheets. It was written on bones. It was written on parts and pieces written on date palm tree leaves. And during the time of Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu, it was written in 7 dialects. 7 dialects. For example, let us take English language. Britishers speak English language in a different way. US people say US people use English language in a different way. Spanish people use English as a different in different dialect. So similarly, during the time of Hazrat Abu Bakr, it was written in 7 dialects, and all the ayahs were in sequence. And then during the time of the third Khalifa, Hazrat Usman radiallahu anhu, so then sequence of surahs was established, and only one dialect was kept. That was the dialect which was used in Makkah. That dialect was used. So because there were some issues when they would go to battlefields, and then somebody would recite Quran, he would recite Quran in his own dialect. So that's the reason the Khulafa and some of the companions of Rasulullah thought of like having a separate and having a unanimous dialect, right? So that happened in the time of Hazrat Usman radiallahu anhu, right? So and now talking about this, how was it preserved, and how will it be preserved in the future also? So Allah says in the Quran, Surah Qiyamah, 75th Surah, Allah says to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به إن علينا جمعه وقرآنه. Ya Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, move not your tongue to hasten it. Don't move your tongue hastily. It is for us to collect it in your heart and enable you to recite by heart. And it is up to us. Inna alayna jama'hu wa Qur'anah. And it's up to us to recite it, follow its recitation. Thereafter, it is for us to explain it also. So this job has been taken up by Allah Himself to preserve it, right? There are some of the names of the Quran. For example, Al-Kitab. Kitab means the book, scripture. Kitab also means as Kitab has been derived, the word Kitab has been derived from Kataba. Kataba means to carve, right? To carve something. When we carve something, it becomes immovable, it becomes erasable. Like we cannot erase it, unerasable, right? And it's also called as Bayan, it's also called as Huda, Mau'iza. Mau'iza means Nasiha, the admonition. It's also called as Kitab Mubin, the clear book, Kitab Mubarakah, the book of the book full of blessings. It's also called as Az-Zikr, which means the reminder, which reminds people. It's also called as Al-Azim, the great. It's also called as Ash-Shifa, Al-Rahma, Al-Furqan. There are many names. Now coming to the theme, what are the major themes of the Quran? Firstly, it talks about Allah, and it talks about man. It talks about man in two ways, as an individual and as a collective level in the society. And it talks about nature. You must have observed, like Allah talks about skies, Allah talks about earth, Allah talks about the heavenly bodies, وَالسَّمَاعِ ذَاتِ الْبُرُوجِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْمَوْعُودِ, right? And at some point of time, Allah talks about this like earth, this sky, and other things which are around us. Then Allah talks about prophethood and revelation, and Allah talks about shaitan and evil, emergence of the Muslim community, right? So there are certain properties I would like to debunk the misconception which we all have sometimes. I also had this before coming to this profession of teaching. Is I was thinking that it was a norm of people, like they would say, um, Quran has 6,666 ayahs. It's still being used, unfortunately. But when I was countered at one point of time, when I initially started using giving dars, so when I said that it has 6,666 ayahs, 666 ayahs, then one student told me that it's incorrect. It's something different. Then I rechecked. I counted myself all the ayahs. Then I consulted other books also. Then it came around 6,236 ayahs. How many ayahs? 6, 2, 3, 6 ayahs. So if anybody asks you how many ayahs are in the Quran, then you can say there are 6,236 ayahs. Don't say 666,000. So don't say that. 6,236 ayahs are there, right? And there are 114 surahs, and all the 114 surahs are divided into two categories: Makki surah and Madani surah. Makki surah are those surahs which have been revealed in the Makkah, which have been revealed when Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was in Makkah. And there are certain surahs which were revealed when Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was in Medina. So if we go by count, Makkah surahs are 85 in number. There are 85 surahs in Makkah which were revealed in Makkah, and there are 29 surahs which were revealed in Medina, right? And it has 7 ahzab, 7 manazil, so that it'll be easy for us to memorize it and recite it. Because some of the Sahabas would recite whole of the Quran in 7 days, so they would use manzil, right? And then the shortest surah is Surah Kawthar. It has 3 ayahs and 37 letters only. And longest surah is Surah Baqarah. It has 286 ayahs. And longest ayah is in Surah Baqarah only. It is the 282nd ayah. And it has 540 ruku, where we stop. Now, coming to an interesting topic, which is which interests me more than anything, that is coherence in the Quran. Whenever I recite Quran, whenever I study Quran, I try to find coherence in the words in between. So that's amazing for me. That's like it suits my heart, and it interests me more than anything. So if we talk about the word dunya, dunya word has been used in the Quran as 115 times. Dunya, the world. And akhirah has been used in the Quran as 115 times. Dunya is opposite to akhirah. So it is the coherence. And Malaika has been used in the Quran as 88 times. What is the opposite of Malaika? Shayateen. The word shayateen or shaitan has been used in the Quran as 88 times. Mouth, the word mouth means death. It has been used in the Quran as 145 times, 145. What is the opposite of mouth? Al-hayat. Hayat is also used in the Quran as 145 times. Then kufr. Kufr is used in the Quran as 25 times. Kufr is opposite to Iman. Iman is also used in the Quran as 25 times. Shahar means month. How many months are there? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 12 months. Quran has used the word Shahar as 12 times. And then Yawm means day. In a calendar year, there are usually 365 days, and Quran also uses 365 times this word. So when we talk about coherence, see, I have talked about 39 minutes till now. If this before I proceed, if this meeting ends, please join back. Then we'll uh, cover this topic today only. Then on next Sunday we'll start from Surah Nas and Surah Falak, inshallah. So, but today we'll cover this topic today only, inshallah, till 5. So, when we talk about this coherence, when we talk about any speech, see, when I am speaking, I don't know how many times I used is, how many times I used any letter, right? Or how many times I corrected myself, how many times I made mistake in this language, right? I don't know. But Quran has the recognition that it is completely knit with each other. Like each ayah is knitted. It is a perfect kalam from Allah.